Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ English. In this short video, let's talk about special intensive revision exercise from the state of Tamil Nadu. Why is it in the news? It is in the news because the trend and the pattern of SIR in Tamil Nadu has revealed a major gender imbalance when it comes to electoral deletions. The number of people whose names have been systematically deleted from the electoral rolls are women, young women, all of them. The data shows that this is happening due to marriage-induced migration. But the bigger question is, are young women who migrate either within the state or outside due to marriage reason, do they have no right to give their vote? Do they have no right to electoral continuity? And is it fair to create their systematic exclusion and disenfranchisement? That's the question we are asking. Do remember the same question we had also asked in the case of Bihar. When, after a gap of about 2 decades, SIR was done in Bihar, we saw that among the two categories who were excluded from the electoral rolls happened to be women and the other were migrant laborers. So the question is again, why do people who have to migrate either due to work pressure or due to poverty or due to rural urban migration, distress migration, cyclical migration or marriage, are they not the eligible voters in India? And what can we do? What have we been doing to make sure that these people are systematically included, not ignored? So in this video, let's quickly see what has been happening. Yes, we are focusing on special intensive revision. It has been in the news throughout. Remember, it's very different from summary revision. Summary revision is a routine short cleaning up of the electoral roll to avoid duplicacy, error, or missing names. But when you talk about special intensive revision, it is something you do from scratch. It's a fundamental time-consuming exercise, almost like preparing the electoral roll right from the beginning. In Bihar, we saw that happening. And after that, the Election Commission of India said, let's have it done for 12 more states and union territories. Looking at the case study from Tamil Nadu, there has been a big problem. But what is SIR? Now, SIR is a periodic. It happens after a routine interval. It's a house-to-house, door-to-door enumeration that's done. In order to take accurate data regarding people's names, their age, their citizenship as well comes into picture automatically. The exercise is conducted by booth-level officer. And the idea is to have a list that is transparent and accurate, which has the names of all the eligible voters in India. And who is an eligible voter? Now think of Article 326 of the Indian Constitution. Very important, because Article 326 says that in India we believe in the principle of universal adult franchise. Any Indian citizen who's above 18 years of age has the right to vote. They can cast their votes to Lok Sabha, to state assemblies, in the urban local body elections and at the level of Panchayat Raj as well. That's what we believe in. You have to be 18 years, that's the protocol. And then you can give your vote. That's Article 326. And to make sure that all eligible voters are enlisted in the roll, we conduct the SIR. It's a very long time-taking exercise. The idea is to completely clean up and make your rolls accurate. In India, it is backed by two provisions. One is Article 324. What is Article 324? That determines the Election Commission of India's authority to conduct, manage and direct the preparation and control of electoral rolls. And also it is found in Section 21 of the Representation of Peoples Act 1950. What is this Section 21 of RPA 1950? It says how the Election Commission should prepare and revise the electoral rolls in India before major elections take place, allowing for special intensive revisions too. So therefore, all these articles are important talking about SIR. But then, why is Tamil Nadu a problem today? Why should we see the case study of Tamil Nadu to look at the gender imbalance here? And the problem is that initially, just like Bihar, we have experienced an exclusion of women from the electoral roll, something that happened in Bihar as well. But in Tamil Nadu, it's more shocking because from the very beginning, the number of women were more than men in Tamil Nadu. We had more women electors as compared to men, unlike Bihar. But the more shocking thing is that despite a higher number of women, when finally the electoral rolls were created, we saw that most of the women went missing. A small data to prove the point. After the special intensive revision was done, we came to know that 97.3 lakh names were deleted from the electoral roll draft. That's okay. But the shocking part is that out of these 49.9 lakh deletions were women deletions. And only 47.3 lakh deletions were women. That means more than 2.6 lakh women were deleted from the electoral roll as compared to men. Where did they go? Where did they disappear? Is it not a case of electoral disappearance? Is it not a case of massive and systematic disenfranchisement? That's the question we are asking. Now, looking at the trend, what exactly happened in Tamil Nadu? In Tamil Nadu, when we looked at the population, the demography, in January 2025, there were more women than men. Women were more by a margin of about 12 lakh. But then, as soon as the SIR was done, we saw that the gap from 12 lakh came down to 10.4 lakh. Where did the remaining women go? At the same time, today, if you see the present situation, then women are just about 2.77 crore, slightly more than men, that is 2.66 crore. Again, a reduction of the original gap. Where did the women go? Where did these electors disappear? What made them disappear, and is it not our responsibility to make sure that they were included? Just because they are women, just because due to marriage they are undergoing a spatial migration, are they not valid electors anymore? Is this not a denial of Article 326 provision? Is it not a denial of right to equality? That's the question that's being raised. Now, the reasons why these women disappear. If you look at the reason of death, what about the number of people whose names were removed because they have died? In this, fewer women than men were deleted in this category. That means when you look at the reason of death, a deceased voter, there is no kind of gender imbalance. So therefore, deceased voter category does not explain the removal of women from the electoral voter list. It's a normal demographic pattern that we see. Now, what about duplicacy? What if the names were removed because they were duplicate? No, that's not the case either. Because if you look at duplicates, then slightly less than 50% duplications were that of women. So the duplicacy data is gender neutral. There are duplicate entries for men as well as for women. There is no data that proves that more women's names were duplicated and that's why they were removed. So both these categories do not qualify for women deletion. Then what could be the most logical reason of these disappearing electors, which are women? Yes, it is migration or permanent shift. In India, I have discussed in one of my Hindu newspaper classes, there are many kinds of migration. Yes, you have the intra-state migration within the state. You have interstate migration from one state to another. You have circular migration, where people migrate for a short time and then come back. Then you have an overseas migration. Now, what about the women from Tamil Nadu? Now, majority of women's names were deleted because more than 55% women experienced a deletion and exclusion because they belong to the permanently migrated category. What happened to them? Is migration something so dangerous that you will not find your name in the electoral roll? Why? Because women are disproportionately high when it comes to migrant population. And majority of these women are migrating because of marriage. All these are young women. Imagine the kind of shame it brings to us, because we also proudly say that India is one country with a very high demographic dividend, the young population. Recently, we signed at the 23rd India-Russia Annual Summit a promise with Russia, a deal with Russia that we shall provide about 5 lakh semi-skilled workers to Russia. Yes, the world looks on to the young Indian workforce because we have a young population. But then so many women who belong to this demographic dividend are today not getting the chance to vote. Why? Because they had to migrate only because of marriage and they had to relocate because of that. Now, in states like Bihar, which anyway have a very high out-migration ratio, Bihar has a very high out-migration. A lot of people migrate out of Bihar, typically for work, then for marriage. So now Bihar, where women usually move to their spouse's residence after the marriage, have their names deleted from their place of native. Then another problem is when they are shifting to the new place after marriage, the post-marriage new residence, they are usually not getting updated in terms of data. They are not added in the new place, leading to the deletion from the native place and no addition, no revision of their data in the newly migrated place, in the new place to which they have migrated. And this explains very much why women dominate the migration-based deletion. Unfortunately, many women here lack the digital literacy. They also lack awareness about getting their names registered once again. Re-registration is what we call it. Typically, under Form 8 after marriage, there is a limited awareness. Now, there's an overall trend of patriarchy where it's not considered important for most women to actually vote. And that's very shocking. Now, in Bihar, this time when the elections were done, we saw that more than 64 point something percent people came out and voted. There was a higher trend of women vote. That was a very promising development. But the real question is why more women voted than men? A lot of political controversies are built around that. Some say that it's because of programs like Mukhyamantri Mahila Rozgar Yojana, because you have given direct benefit transfer to women. You have taken care of women's entrepreneurship, giving them money, finance, subsidy. That's the reason they came out in a higher number. Whatever happened, whatever be the political controversy. But the good thing was, at least after the SIR revision, we found the missing women back. We found the missing migrant workers back, leading to a higher voter turnout. Something similar is today needed for all the states and union territories, because it is always the women who migrate from one place to another. Unfortunately, they lose the link to the native address and they are not registered in the new address to where they migrate. All these result in lack of re-registration when it comes to electoral base. And today what happens in Tamil Nadu could be a story for many more states and UTs, because migration should not be an impediment. It should not be an obstacle for women or a young migrant laborer to have his or her name completely removed from the electoral list, because migration is a very valid choice. It doesn't mean you are not given your right to cast your vote. And that's the big anomaly coming from Tamil Nadu right now. A broader trend, just like we are looking at the case study from Tamil Nadu. A quick question on that. Consider, with reference to special intensive revision roles in Tamil Nadu, the following statements. 1. After the SIR exercise, a higher number of women voters were deleted from draft electoral roll as compared to men. 2. Women constituted a higher proportion of deletions due to migration-related reasons, especially in younger age groups. And 3. After the SIR exercise, women voters in Tamil Nadu became less than men in the total electorate. And which of these statements here do you think are valid? Now, if you have a non-political, non-individually targeted opinion towards this topic related to UPSC, you're more than welcome to share it with us. Let's grow a thriving big community. If you want concept clarity, join us for the Hindu newspaper class at 9:30 a.m. Study IQ English, and that's where you not only learn new map, you not only learn the constitution articles or various news events, you also know how to relate them with the ongoing things that are happening around you. A comprehensive current affairs preparation. And if you are writing the UPSC exam in 2026, here's a great opportunity at a humble price of 5,999. You can enroll yourself with a guarantee that you will get selected in the prelims exam, because here we are covering GS paper 1 and CSAT with revision, timetable, books, online, offline batches, mentorship all at once at only a price of 5,999. If you want one-on-one mentorship too, 24/7 helpline too, then 7,999. I would say a throwaway price for a guarantee of selection. Use code SPLIVE because admissions are closing on 23rd. So very little time is left. Similarly, if you're studying for 2027, do not forget to use code SPLIVE and join a batch that takes care of your prelims, mains, basic interview guidance, English, Hindi, bilingual, all of that. Price only 12,999. Similarly, for 2028, start early. And that's this offer here. At a price of only 31,999, complete prelims, complete mains. In fact, a big assurance that yes, you are clearing UPSC 2028. Use code SPLIVE. Batch is beginning 26 December. So thank you so much for being with us.